My full plumbing story. Now, I didn't start out with skills, a plan, or even confidence, but what I did have was a shot, and I took it. Today, I want to show you exactly how I went from an unsure apprentice to becoming a master plumber, running my own business, and now teaching thousands of people every day all about plumbing. Now, the first day, look, I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. I remember going in and filling out an application. So I had quit school the middle of my junior year, and one of my best friends worked with me one night, and he had told me about his father and his three brothers that were plumbers and how much they loved what they did. So whenever I quit school, I decided I'm going to call one of his brothers. And I called him and said, look, can you help me get a job? And he said, absolutely. So we're hiring right now. He actually came and picked me up, took me down to the office. And on the way down there, he said, look, he said, Roger, if you'll ask for $4.25 an hour, they'll hire you. I know they will. I said, okay. So I got in there, filled out my application. Well, when it came to the price that I wanted, I put $4.75 an hour. And I actually got it. Walked in, handed my paperwork in, talked to him. He said, you ready to start? I said, yes, sir. And I did. But man, I was scared to death when I got on the job site. Now, luckily, they had put me with the plumber who brought me in. So he was able to teach me some and have me do the things that he needed done. Now, I stayed busy. I've always worked hard. My very first job was actually hauling hay in the summers. So look, hard work doesn't bother me. Being in a hot barn doesn't bother me. A job site, that's a piece of cake, but it scared me because I knew I didn't know anything. But when I walked onto that job site with zero experience, I had so many questions. It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? The cool thing is, I realized we're building something. We are building something cool. It was actually an addition to a Wells Fargo bank. But the cool thing about it is I played sports in school. And this is what this felt like. We're a team with one goal. We're trying to build something. We're trying to do something. And the great thing about it, we did. We met once a week. We had safety meetings. We talked about the job. We talked about different things. Then as the plumbing crew, we met also. And we always talked about what we were trying to do, what we were trying to build, what we were trying to grow, and the fact that we needed to do it safely. The very first plumber that I worked with ended up working for me later. So it was really neat. But I remember one thing about him. He didn't like me standing next to him looking at the blueprints. So I would stand on the other side of the pile of sheetrock where they had the sheetrock stacked up to put it up later. That's where we laid our prints. And I would stand on the other side. So literally, I learned to read blueprints upside down. It was kind of tough, but I learned it. And as they replaced prints, when they get ready to throw the old ones away, I'd take them and put them in my car, in my truck. I'd take them home and study them because I wanted to learn what it was he was seeing. When we made mistakes, I went home and looked at it. Why did we make that mistake? Oh, we pulled it off the wrong column. So then I learned how important double checking things like this was. I was scared to death, guys. I mean, literally, at the time, I think I was 16, 17 years old. I think I lied about my age so I could get the job. But luckily, I mean, I could grow a beard at 15. So I looked more mature than I was. So getting a job was easy. But getting out there and being scared to death every day when you show up, man, that'll make you think about it. If you're even thinking about getting into the trades right now, say plumbing. Do you have a toilet at home? Do you have a kitchen sink? Do you have a water heater? You have as much experience with plumbing as I did. I knew nothing about it. I had never worked on plumbing, never done anything like this. So man, I was scared and I didn't know what I was doing and I made mistakes. I messed up a lot, but sometimes you've got to study things. You've got to make it make sense to you. And it's funny because I tell people, I remember driving down the road on the way to work one day and literally it's like something went off in my head and I thought, I know why we do that now. And from that point on, I really do. I felt like I knew plumbing. And that was probably about 1.5 years in. So it took me a while. But that's also working a lot of long hours. A lot of times you get on jobs and they get behind and you've got to work overtime. You've got to work Saturdays. There's a lot of bad plumbers that you're going to work with. And you end up learning not just the good things, but the bad things. So keep your eyes open and understand that the learning is a grind. but it's something that you've got to go through. And you're not going to do things right each and every time. I made big mistakes. I made mistakes that cost companies money. I made floods happen. Nothing super crazy, but it still wasn't good. But once you get to where you're putting this stuff together, you're working on it, and you get a green tag, man, your confidence, it comes then because you've earned it. It's not just taught to you. It's not taught, hey, you can do this. Go do it. Come on, I have faith in you. No, when you get in and do it, and you do it right, you ask the plumber, hey, will you look at this, make sure everything's good? And he looks at it, he said, no, you did real good. And then when the inspector comes through and looks at it and hands you that green tag, you understood this is great. I remember the very first time that I had a big major problem. We had to work in an elevator shaft, and there was no way to get in there and put the pipe up in the shaft where we needed to. And I came up with an idea of taking a scissor lift, taking two of them actually, and putting them on each side of the elevator shaft, having a walk board across it, having it clamped down. There were a million things I had done. We had fall protection from the floors above, so we were set. We were doing good. But I solved this problem because it was a big problem. We had to get this done, and there was just no easy way to do it. And we didn't want to build a scaffold from the ground all the way up. That'd have taken forever, and it'd have been expensive. Whenever I realized that, it was like, you know what? I'm really doing this. I'm setting up something I've never set up before so we can do things right. Growth is hard, but it takes mindset. It takes you thinking outside the box. To me, I think the trades are the most prideful profession I've ever been involved with. It's amazing. We love what we get to do. We get excited about driving downtown saying, hey, I built that. It happens all the time. But after that, becoming a journeyman. Now people are looking up to you. Now you have the responsibility of teaching the apprentices, not somebody teaching you. Now, you've probably got a master. You've got other journeymen that you can talk to. I've got journeyman plumbers that still call me to this day saying, hey man, look, I got a problem. Can you help me? Because really you're not just expanding or transitioning from apprentice to journeyman. You're transitioning to leadership. You're now teaching others. I remember one of the vice presidents for one of the companies I worked for, I was in the office one day doing something, and he called me in. We sat and talked for a minute. And he said, Roger, you're one of 5 plumbers that I have that can manage $20 million jobs and bigger. One of 5. That company probably had 100 plumbers. But he says, you're one of 5. So that lets you know you're doing things right. Well, the same guy who got me into plumbing or told me about it, I went by his office one day because he had his own plumbing company. And one of his brothers, one of the first ones that I worked with, Austin, looked at me and said, you got your master license yet, little brother? Because that's what he always called me. You got your master license yet, little brother? And I'm like, no, not yet. He said, well, man, all of us do. Why don't you? And I'm like, God, now I have to. So I did it. But getting a master license, it's not just about the license. It's that peace of mind, that the way you carry yourself. It's like, look, I'm a master plumber now. I know the right way to do it. And then plumbing stopped just being a job. It became a calling. It became a profession that, man, I am so proud of. I want you to understand that once you start doing things like this, the opportunities are there for you. You've got to understand walking in, you don't know everything, but every job out there will teach you something. And every person you work with will teach you something. Maybe good, maybe bad, but make sure you learn from them. Whether you're brand new or deep into the trade, remember this. It's not where you start, it's how you show up. It's how you show up every day on every single job. And if you're thinking about a trade, I think plumbing can be amazing for you. If you love this video, check this one out. I definitely think you're going to enjoy it.